Hello and welcome to Retro 500, where I take a look at a retro game in 500 words. Give or take 10%. Let's go.
Your identification number is WKD4496. Welcome to your new home.
Yep, that's Claire Redfield. You're probably wondering how she ended up in this situation. Well, 10 days ago, in 1998, she managed to break into an Umbrella-owned facility in Paris whilst searching for her brother Chris. There she was pursued by guards who couldn't shoot her, chased by a helicopter that couldn't shoot her, and then cornered by guards who could shoot her but didn't. Do you want this girl dead or not? Claire ends up in the slammer on Rockfort Island, where things quickly go tits up, and we once again enter the world of survival horror. Resident Evil Code Veronica X was Capcom's first fully 3D entry in the series that actually looked good, and was, graphically at least, a huge step forward from previous games. Character and enemy models are more detailed, especially in cutscenes, and the camera, while somewhat fixed, pivots around your character to show off those polygon-rich environments. The soundtrack isn't quite on the same level as previous titles, but it delivers a top-tier save room theme. And overall, suits the game well. Weirdly, a lot of sounds from Resident Evil 2 end up reused here. Were new zombie groans out of budget? Here, I'll do some on the cheap. That'll be 200 quid.
Claire Redfield, hold it right there.
We meet each other at last. A pity I must say goodbye so soon.
I am Alexia Ashford. For the pride of the Ashford family, I will kill you.
Wait!
What's going on?
Despite the good graphics and music, the game is lacking in a couple of areas, one of which is the writing. The story beats are fine, but the script itself is over the top and feels like it was written by an angsty teenager fresh out of their third viewing of The Matrix.
Oh yeah, that felt good.
I also can't not talk about Steve Burnside. Steve, 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 Steve,
Steve, watch out!
It's not uncommon for stories to contain a character that initially comes across as abrasive or unlikable, only for them to eventually redeem themselves. However, in Code Veronica, they dial Steve's knobheadery up to 11 and sustain it for so long that once he does start to pull his weight, he's beyond saving.
Who brought you here and where is your family?
Shut up! I don't want to talk about it.
I do have to give a shout out to Peter Aldring, who is having the time of his life voicing Alfred Ashford.
You're just a rat in a cage anyway. I'll be sure to keep you entertained before I dispose of you.
Code Veronica's main flaw is in its overall design, and the ridiculous amount of backtracking required throughout the game. While the concept isn't new to the series, it was usually restricted to single locations, such as the Spencer Mansion or RPD. But here, travelling from one huge location to another in order to pick up a key item for the first location is a regular occurrence, and it wears thin. It feels like the developers did this in order to artificially extend the game, and it's this aspect combined with the lack of meaningful innovation and reused sounds that makes Code Veronica feel more like a Resident Evil 2 spin-off, rather than the true Resident Evil 3. Don't get me wrong, this is by no means a bad game, and there's still plenty of enjoyment to be had. But I think that as its quote-unquote next-gen graphics have aged, the rough game design has risen to the surface like a bloated corpse. For me, this makes it an ideal candidate for a remake. With less backtracking and a script rewrite, Code Veronica could be one of the best entries in the series. Oh yeah, Chris is in here too.
Don't worry, Claire. I'm coming to save you.
Hey, thank you so much for watching this episode of Retro 500. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider doing us a like, maybe even a subscribe, and you can potentially touch my bell, should you fancy it. If there's anything that you feel that I missed, please let me know down in the comments. Otherwise, thank you for watching, take care, look after yourselves, and goodbye.